to, you could get my cell phone.
Okay.
That's a better way to reach me if you think we're going to the same place again and need a ride. Normally I don't cut myself quite this close.
Good afternoon, this is Occupy Kaylin coming to you live from across the street from the Iowa National Guard base at the Des Moines International Airport. Sorry, a little late getting here, but this is a group, Veterans for Peace, Catholic Peace Ministry, Des Moines Catholic Worker groups, and others who don't want the drones.
Contact Security Forces, extension 223, Chief Master Sergeant Smith, 223.
Now we have actually gone on to the area right in front of the base. That is one of the plane models. Hello. Yep. Yep.
I wanted to come visit the farm because I've been out there, and then a friend of mine from church, Melissa, was talking to my wife earlier, I think, about coming down there, and we went out there on the trip. Yeah.
Well, shoot, if I would have known the Raging Grannies would be out here, I could have brought 3 plastic leis that I got at home.
Raging Grannies. Would you like one of mine?
No, that's fine.
I was like Code Pink, and I'm like, ooh, Raging Grannies.
Yep.
Would you like a lady on the Raging Grannies? Sure, thank you.
I brought some more signs. There's some new banners that have not been out here before. And America's Empire Before It Ends Us. That's what this one says. An interview in progress. I'm going to capture some of it.
And tomorrow, no family would probably even be willing to pay $1,000 for this. And then the last thing is why we're here today, which is they developed a policy of drone assassination. They legalized it in memos, and this makes casualties. The only thing we have now are the wedding parties in Yemen and Afghanistan. There are civilians, many women and children, but we are not having American casualties. Well, for Americans, that makes them care less. And, it also makes war easy, so to speak, this ending the Vietnam syndrome. And I think that is what we're confronting right now. And I said there's no American, I said there's...
A couple more people have
American casualties. The American
come over here.
that do exist are the 23 veterans that are killing themselves per day. And even now, some of the remote drone pilots are really speaking out because this has caused them to suffer from PTSD, and some of them are becoming suicidal. So, this is not a cost-free. Wars are not cost-free. They are going back. They require people like us. We aren't going to be able to rely on our mainstream media, at least for a while. We're certainly not going to be able to rely on an elected politician. It's up to us now to educate our neighbors and friends and try to counter this mainstream media, government entwined, military entwined propaganda.
I mean, the media's all
Hi, Ray.
what does.
Nice to meet you. It's been a while. Hi. Excellent. Thank you for being here. You are our featured speakers. Hi, Kaylin.
Hello.
She'll be live streaming.
Yep. In fact, I'm live now.
He's on now.
Yeah.
Like the shirt. I've got a small gift for you both in my car. I just have to remember after.
Terrific, yeah. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
Good, good.
Yeah, broadcasting to the world.
Oh, that's great. Great. Hello, world.
They have more problems listening to whistleblowers, people that are, or frankly, investigators themselves, the facts. If we would have gone back to
Hello.
Hello, sister. How are you?
Thank you. The facts. So where do you see the media doing that? No, they're afraid to go up against power.
Okay.
I think one of the things we like to do, I have a little postcard that we'll just put out here. Okay, so
Here, I got it.
okay,
I'll hold it while you do that.
came up with this postcard to ask questions. What would $1 trillion a year buy instead of war? And I think if you answer these questions, who died, who lied, who pays, and who profits, war will end. If the media, if more people just ask these questions, if our candidates seeking to be leaders would answer these questions, we could end war.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Oh, sorry about it. All right.
Thank you very much.
I'll get my glasses.
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah. Oh, the song. Yeah, great.
Yeah. It's all a cappella.
There's a loudspeaker that's saying, asking for a particular officer to contact security forces. So they probably figured out that there's some people having a little fun over here. Okay, this one down here. Iowa must not pilot armed Reaper drones. And then there's a picture of the Reaper drone. That is one of the drone models that has the ability to either drop bombs or fire missiles.
I love the sign. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Look at these photos. So, do you have some
I'm going to get my tablet out and I'm going to take a few pictures.
how many years, we reduced our vigilante. In 1 year, we did 4 a week.
Granny, Granny's got a phone. Where should I
And I'm going to go over here, and there are some vertical banners. So, it says, "We pay for the military-industrial complex." Hashtag, who profits? And then this one over here says, "People power over corporate power." And again, the hashtag, who profits on that one? It's Iowans for Peace.
I shouldn't stick out. So then, then the cops will go, "Hey, you get over here." Not only that, where otherwise, I'm walking across the street. And it's been like, right, exactly. I think we're.
So how this thing is, like, to go and buy groceries, they have to live within, that area, the checkpoints in a couple of different areas. But, like, I know I'm living in Toronto, but you have to go through the checkpoints. And then you come back and there's like, throw people's groceries around, just like.
Another ally who works for peace is a retired Methodist minister who owns the firehouse, which is an old fire station which he turned into a museum honoring Des Moines firefighting history.
Testing. Everyone, I think if you are able to somehow turn your bodies this way, maybe, but if you still want your banners to show to the street, perhaps you can hold them on your, like, towards the back of this, because I think we're going to have to stand here so that we can amplify.
Okay.
I'd like to welcome everyone. Thanks for being here this afternoon. Awesome. Taking times out of your busy schedule.
Someone dropped this.
One thing I want to say is, for those of you that were here for the last rally, you know how cold it was. So whoever picked this date, was it you, Ed? We say thank you. We finally got the great weather. Welcome everyone to this No to Drones, Iowa Should Not Pilot Killer Drones rally. I appreciate you all being here. There are a number of organizations represented. First of all, we'd like to thank Veterans for Peace and all of the organizers in bringing our special guest who will speak today to us. A number of other organizations as well. I hope to not forget any. Des Moines Catholic Worker, American Friends Service Committee, Catholic Peace Ministry, Methodist Federation for Social Action, Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, Molloy, Iowa, Catholic Worker, and
Veterans for Peace.
Yes, Veterans for Peace. Yes, I didn't get which chapters, but yes, thank you, Veterans for Peace, once again for being here and organizing. My name is Erica McCroskey. I'm the Director of Catholic Peace Ministry.
Add Physicians for Social Responsibility.
Okay, thank you. Physicians for Social Responsibility as well here with us today, or helping us organize. Thank you for being here and for showing up for peace. I think this is a wonderful time for us to be thinking about what it means. There's a lot going on in the news today, not just about drones, but about what's happening in Iran. We'll hear about that today, some updates that way. And I think it's fair to say that peace cannot happen individually, right? If we're all just at home sometimes it gets a little depressing thinking about all of the difficulties and all of the real realities of war. And so thank you for coming together today in community and joining us. I appreciate you all being here. We're going to begin with a song to kind of get us started and rejuvenate it today. So we've got the Raging Grannies. Does everyone have a copy of the words?
Yeah.
It's to the tune of Side by Side, which when I was growing up was our family theme song, because it starts out, "We ain't got a barrel of money." So it's a favorite tune of mine. And this is to get us started off. We're part of the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom. We're the Raging Grannies. Woo-hoo! Thank you all for being here today. Okay, are you ready? Oh, we are a gaggle of grannies, urging you up off your fannies. We're raising our voice. We want a new choice. No more drones. Our country's misusing its power to force other nations to cower. It's do as we say or get blown away. But we say no more drones. So join this gaggle of grannies. Get up off of your fannies. We're telling you now. We're angry and how. No more drones. We'll say it nicely. No more drones. We mean precisely. No more drones. That's all we're at it. No more war. Once again now. No more war. Thank you, everyone. Woo!
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks so much to the Raging Grannies. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Brian Terrell, who was with us at the last rally, along with Julie Brown and some others who were at Creech at that time. And now he is here today with us, and he's with Malloy, Iowa Catholic Worker, and also Creative Voices for Creative Nonviolence. Thank you, Voices for Creative Nonviolence. I had it before and then I forgot it. So perfect. Thank you so much for being here, Brian, and we'll hear from him.
Thank you. Good. Yeah, it's great to be here today. I've been outside of a lot of these bases. I've got criminal charges still pending for Beale Air Force Base and Creech Air Force Base in coming months. And the last time I saw Ray was at Whiteman Air Force Base a year or so back. But this one is close to home. This is our National Guard. I've been involved in this movement since the first protest at Creech in 2009. Someone was just asking me if I've seen any progress in that time, and there has been in the public perception and how we're forcing the Pentagon and the drone makers to deal with this change of perception. When we started this in 2009, even amongst our friends, people were saying, can't you accept there could be some improvement in warfare? Like, isn't this better than saturation bombing? Our soldiers are safe.
Oh, you're not coming over the pit.
But one of the, and in the general public, it was like, well, what's wrong with this? Why complain? This is a nifty new thing. This technology is all for the good. And this was reflected in the first few years. Each new drone base opened up with a lot of fanfare, with the media having tours, with open houses. And you knew exactly what was going on, and they were just very, very proud, and they were showing on the local TV the video feed from thousands of miles away. What's happened, and somebody from the, in an interview from the Ohio National Guard, said in complaining about 2012, a shroud of secrecy has settled over the drone program. One way this is manifested is about a year ago I tried to find out just what's happening here, and Colonel Hapgood, the public relations man here, is somebody I had contact with before, so I sent him an email. What's the timeline? Are they flying drones here or not? And I got this back. This is from January of 2014 as a conversion from an F-16 fighter aircraft or remotely piloted aircraft is highly technical. The process for the unit to become fully capable takes many, many months. We're unsure of the exact timeline when to expect the unit's first operational mission, but that milestone could easily take 3 or more years. Now, I did some research and I shared this with Colonel Hapgood. From the time that it was announced, the conversion to drones and the program is operational, Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, 8 months. They announced it in June 22nd, 2010, May 10th, 2011. The drones were flying. Ellsworth Air Force Base, 9 months. The Ohio Air National Guard took 21 months. The closest parallel, the New York Air National Guard from Syracuse, New York, Hancock Field. The exact same situation, F-16 wing changed into a drone wing, 17 months. So, from the time they announced this conversion to the present, 34 months. 34 months and counting, and they still won't tell us what's going on over here. And I think what it is they're trying to rob us from the ability to tell the truth, to point the finger and say war crimes are being committed over there. As we talk to the media,
no doubt the drones are already flying.
We have to stay vague. We have to say, I really don't know. Maybe someday. Another piece of obfuscation that I just saw in the media this morning preparing to come here, a representative of the guards had said that the drones only kill sometimes, mostly they're doing surveillance. Now that's like saying Al Capone wasn't robbing banks all the time. He was casing out the banks a lot of the time. There's no murderer on death row who's a murderer all the time. It's a little piece of their time, but they're trying to say that because so many thousands of hours go by of surveillance before they shoot a missile, that somehow this means that this is not a killer program. Yeah, and it is. So the thing that's happened in the public sphere here is you still see signs up of the 132nd Fighter Wing. That's no longer the name of this unit here. It's the Attack Wing. And it's a very important change. Whatever you believe about the just war theory,
just
you might think there are just reasons to fight somebody. There can be a good fight. There can be a fair fight. And a fight can have a resolution. A fight is not in and of itself a bad thing. But what they're doing here, now it's an attack wing. And an attack has a perpetrator and it has a victim. And the victim of an attack, no matter how vile that person is, no matter what else they've done, is always a victim. And under international law, is always to be protected. The head of the Air Force Combat Command last year said that the Reaper and the Predator drone have no use in combat, would never use a drone in any contested situation. But they are good at these assassinations. And the question is, what business are we doing having a weapon that has no defensive capability whatsoever, that is not any good in combat? What's happening here, unfortunately, as we see the world getting beyond war, we're not getting beyond war in terms of the fighting stopping, but whatever the restraints and the controls and the limits of war are being obliterated. And we're having what we're experiencing right now, what Pope Francis has called World War III, but happening in small pockets all over the globe. So thanks, I'm glad to be here, and I look forward to hearing Ray and Colleen this evening, and we have to keep up this fight here.
Thank you.
The fight, not an attack, fight.
That's right. Thank you, Brian, for your witness. I'm going to introduce Carla Hansen. Carla has lot of good information for us today, and she's going to give us an update as well about, I guess, Iran, and we'll see what else. So, Carla.
All right.
Yay! Oh, I have to hold this and then eat it. That just is. Okay. Well, that's great because I'm going to stick to the script today so that I do not get in trouble. So you'll just have to bear with me. But the very first paragraph is about Gil. I want to thank you for your courage in front of the camera in telling the truth about drones, no matter what they're calling them over here. The commercial message from Veterans for Peace is so important. These are the folks who have been on the ground in the fog and friction of war. Intelligent, compassionate souls who are able to connect the dots between U.S. imperialism and the havoc it creates around the world for the most vulnerable and powerless. I would like to insert a commercial now. I want to talk about Silent Screams for a moment, a documentary on drones. It is just another tool to educate the general public. Ed passed around cards with the Silent Screams website, and on the back is now a link for a free view of the 28-minute documentary online. Please, if you can, share this link with someone who might be on the fence about the horrible use of drones on the other side of the world. The Veterans for Peace commercial message has a very poignant still shot of empty shoes near the site of a drone strike. And I'm just guessing, but I'm pretty sure that's all that the mainstream media would allow. The graphic footage in Silent Screams came from inside Afghanistan and Pakistan, and the cries of the children and their families are not censored. The film was produced in 2009, and the sad reality is that nothing has changed. The collateral damage just keeps climbing. The other point I would like to make about the documentary is that it has exclusive footage of an Iranian Kurdish village about 200 miles from Afghanistan. The engagement ceremony that I was honored to attend shows a very simple and humble lifestyle, similar to the villages in Afghanistan, where their ceremonies are attacked by drones. These people are not a threat. And please, make no mistake, I'm going to say something that probably does not resonate with a lot of people, but the recent nuclear agreement with Iran is no gift to Iran and its people. It allows intrusive surveillance and restrictions that are quite simply a pretext to war. And I have a feeling that Ray and Colleen will talk about this tonight. Imperialism has always had a bullseye on Iran and its resources, and it will be the innocent children and families that pay the price, as always. Please share the movie online and get the house party kit that includes information on Iran, imperialism, and drones. Use it to start meaningful conversations with neighbors, friends, and families.
Someone
Now
just
the
a
whole
honk
second
going
page
behind
is
us.
dedicated to Ray and Colleen. It's my pleasure to be able to introduce Ray McGovern. I met Ray in 2012 as we sat at a table in a hotel in New York City where peace activists from around the country came each year in September to share ideas with Iranian officials, including Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, who was the Iranian president at the time. Ray had been vetted for a place at that table after he sat on a panel of experts at a forum sponsored by my friends Ellie and Ardashir Omani, the founders of AIFC, the American Iranian Friendship Committee. Ray, I was in New York City and Cambridge 2 weeks ago with Ellie, who sends you her warm greetings. She put you on that list of invitees after your talk for AIFC. She just knew that you get U.S. imperialism and aggression at a deep and profound level. I remember we spoke about Colleen
who was going to give a presentation in Des Moines the evening I returned. I asked if you would come to Des Moines and speak, and I think you said this: Colleen is a pretty good gal. She can handle anything thrown at her. Well, here we are 3 years later with the gift of both of you on a speaking tour of Iowa. And Colleen, publicly, I apologize. I did make it to the Plymouth Congregational Church to hear you speak that evening in 2012. I was a bit fired up after the Iranian event in New York City, and I think I gave you a hard time in the Q&A. I am still working on using that calm, sure voice that you have. Finally, I believe the most powerful change comes from within the system, and these brave men and women who courageously stand up to the military, industrial, corporate, media alliance and say, stop, no more war, no more illegal and immoral killing of innocents. And with that, I'd like to introduce Ray McGovern, who is not an old man, but a former CIA analyst and an all-around great Irish guy.
We can't go on meeting this way. We will go on meeting this way until these abusive things end. I was in Germany earlier this month, and it was a time when the Stars and Stripes ran the article warning drone operators that they were liable under international law, that you're not supposed to kill people without due process. And that advertisement that appeared in the Stars and Stripes, it was the Air Force Times. The Air Force Times, it was, yeah. So it finished up with saying that a person, the fact that a person receives an order from a government or from a superior officer to do these kinds of things, it does not relieve that person of responsibility under international law. Nor is there any question about these people who might be flying drones from here, or the ones that already are, whether they have a moral choice. They have a moral choice. Mm-hmm. And many drone operators have not signed back up, and in fact the Air Force is having great trouble recruiting people, because some people don't like to sit behind a computer and say, oh, that fellow looks like a terrorist, and then push a button and then watch what happens to that person. So there's some hope here, but what I'd like to do is emphasize that these people are liable under international law for prosecution. Now people say, well, that'll never happen. Well, think of it this way. 5 years ago, Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld was in Paris. This is long after he's left office. And what happened? Well, someone in the Paris polity, a citizen, went to the procurator and said, you have a war criminal in here. I insist that you apprehend and arrest him. Now, what did Rumsfeld do? He didn't do his characteristic he was out the back door of the embassy and into the airport and onto a plane right away. Yes. Okay? Now, how about Bush? George W. Bush. He was supposed to go get an award in Geneva. He was going to give a big speech. And the Center for Constitutional Rights wrote up what they were going to do. They were going to arrest him as soon as he touched ground. What did he do? Well, he made some excuse that he couldn't come. Now, just recently, one of the 30 CIA employees at the station in Rome, one of the ones that have been tried and convicted in absentia, he tried to get through Panama Canal. And they stopped him and said, well, you're on the list here. You must be a terrorist or something like that. And of course, Milieu, the Washington intervened and saved him. But let this be a lesson to drone operators. You know, you're not the president, you're not the Secretary of Defense, but if they can do that to them, they can do that to a senior CIA official, they can do it to you too. And fortunes of war change. What I'd like to do is end up with a poem, which is really a anti-poem. It was written by Thomas Merton. It is cited in Jim Douglas's book, JFK and the Unspeakable. The way Jim introduces it is he saw this poem in the early 60s in the Catholic Worker. And it talks about a commandant of a Nazi death camp. The title given this poem is, listen to this now, chant to be used in processions around a site with furnaces. I repeat, chant to be used in a procession around a site with furnaces. Now, the chant proceeds, or the commandant's chant proceeds matter-of-factly through his daily routine of genocide to these concluding lines. And these are the lines I would like to hear the Air Force and all the operators of drones listen to. Quote, "Do not think yourselves better because you burn up friends and enemies with long-range missiles without ever seeing what you have done." I'll repeat, do not consider yourselves better that you burn up people, friends and enemies with long-range missiles without ever having to see what you've done. Well, it's up to us. And it's really encouraging to see so many people out here today. It's up to us to make sure that normal Americans who are deprived of this information realize what's going on. And it's not just the poor souls that are dragged into the Air Force and asked to kill people by remote control. We need to point out the cowardice, the counterproductiveness of this action, because everyone knows who pays any attention at all that when you kill one drone, if you kill one Afghan or Pakistani or Iraqi with a drone, they in turn have an extended family of some 50 people. And if you want to know why they hate America, it's not our freedom or our democracy, it's what we do. It's killing people by remote control in the most cowardly way I can imagine. The last thing I'll say is there's equal opportunity involved in killing people by drone. In my day, a UAV was an unmanned aerial vehicle. Now, since there are women involved in killing, they've changed the term to unpiloted aerial vehicle. Now, that's hardly anything to brag about. We've corrupted not only the young men of the Air Force, but the young women. This has got to stop, and it's up to us to stop it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ray. I'm going to ask Ed Flaherty to come up now, and he has a few people he'd like to introduce, and a couple of words he'd like to say. So, Ed, come on up.
Erica, thank you so much. You are a breath of fresh air. This really, unfortunately, is not a heck of a lot new. What was about drones 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago now is that they are immoral, illegal, unproductive, and they rely on lies. You know, you should boil things down and keep it simple. If you need to know a reason why we are standing here, pick any of those four. So I wish there was something new. Except the name, of course. There aren't any drones anymore. We know that. We got that announcement this morning from the official of the 132nd Iowa Air National Guard. No more drones. But I think that's good news. You know, maybe drones have a negative, the word drones has a negative connotation. So if they don't like drones, let's manipulate the language a little bit and confuse people a little bit more. It's my privilege to introduce Colleen Rowley, but before I do, I have to say that Gil really should say a few words. And you want to say them from right there, Gil? I mean, I've never put you on the spot before.
No, I know.
You're okay.
I'm Gilbert, obviously. I just thank you for showing up. I don't know, it seems like as time goes on here, things just get, like this name change thing. After I've seen that yesterday myself, off the WHO news article, I mean, of course, I'm thinking, well, I'm really an idiot, I guess.
WHO is one of the local TV stations here in Des Moines.
Nevertheless, I mean, they can call it whatever they want, but it's still pretty sad. I just hope that we keep kind of plugging away and try to get the information out there. If we can just change a heart here and another heart there. I understand a lot of these people working out here. They got a family. I used to go to church with a lot of them over here on the south side. They're good people. I mean, I love them, but they're trying to pay the bills and stuff. So they're pretty well removed from a lot of this stuff, and so I just hope that just like this commercial that's been there, and that hopefully we can win one heart at a time, and if we do that, then I think we have to stay on the path we're on. So thank you very much.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Gil. I'd like to invite Colleen up to speak.
Sure. Yeah. Just a short introduction for Colleen, because everybody's met her already, but I wanted to just say that on this really neat tour that Ray and Colleen are doing, I would encourage everybody to not take even an ounce of feeling good about that. It's been very great, but it should only be an incentive to do more. And as I was driving the van yesterday, and Ray was sitting in the front seat and Colleen was in the back, and with John Ivins, and Ray was reading an article and handed it back to Colleen. And I guess Colleen was reading for a while, and I didn't pay much attention, and all of a sudden she leaned forward and said, "I'm going to throw up!" I jerked away like I thought it was coming right over my shoulder. But it was what she read. Colleen used to live in Iowa, now she lives in Minnesota. I used to live in Minnesota, now I live in Iowa. But I think that it's a great privilege to know her. I think you know her story. She is what Ray would say. She's not a hero, she's a true patriot. Colleen.
Okay, so we've all been at this a long time, and half of this group I think are my Facebook friends. There's quite a few of you here. When I go places, they come out of the woodwork. And they know that one of the things I've done is write op-eds. Ray says it's not enough, I agree. But when I wrote these op-eds, I was aiming them at not only the choir, who knows what's going on, but the people around the military bases. And, they think the drones are better better than carpet bombing. They think it's better than nuclear bombing, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They're right about that. You don't argue those things. So I wrote that it's unethical, illegal, and even worse than unproductive. Ed says unproductive. I got one little wordsmithing. Counterproductive. We've got terrorism now in the world since 9/11 up, increased by 6,000%. Okay? So it's what our generals realized some time ago. For every person you kill with a drone bomb, you're creating 10 more enemies. Not Colleen Rowley, not Ray McGovern. That is General McChrystal's assessment. How in the heck can you win hearts and minds to win a war? And of course, I got to interject Jeanette Franklin. Jeanette Franklin's wisdom, you can no more win a war than you can win an earthquake. But you know, the deal is this thing is proving terribly counterproductive. Well, then why are they doing it? They've known this for some time. The reason they went to drone bombing, drone assassination to begin with, was because, yay,
Another person
they wanted to make the wars perpetual. And they wanted to eliminate what they call Vietnam Syndrome. Vietnam Syndrome is when people get into the streets and they occupy universities and they certainly write and speak and they yell at LBJ, etc., to the point where they have to end the wars. And they don't want to end the wars, so they thought of a way to make it seem extremely painless to Americans. And that's why we're doing this. That is the only reason why we are relying on drone assassination, because it has absolutely no strategic value. You look at the growth of ISIS, drone killing is increasing the growth of ISIS. Okay, so I've got a lot more. I think I'll save some of my thunder for this evening. And I want to talk about how they legalized these totally illegal things by hijacking words. In the ad, somebody might want to write a letter to the editor about this in the ad. Besides calling it remote piloted, changing the word from drones, another thing they do in the ad is he says the battlefield. Okay? That is not, we don't have a battlefield anymore. We have the globe. And they call it the global battlefield. There is not even a limitation on war, perpetual war anymore, not limited in time, and not limited geographically even to a battlefield. It's the whole world. Okay, I'll talk more about that. I just want to do one more promotion here. Someone said they challenged me in my talk. Carla. Okay, everyone be Carla. Everyone has to challenge speakers. And, we developed this handy little postcard with hard questions for candidates, people who want to be a leader, president. And if you answer these questions, who died, who lied, who pays, who profits, if we get more people to answer those questions, the war ends. Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. Someone from Will, ready to speak. We have Jan Quarterman from Women's International League of Peace and Freedom. And after she shares some words with us, we will have a song from the Raging Grannies.
Yes, and keep the mic.
Okay, well, thanks, Erica. When we talk about drones, there's something that I want to share with you that I heard from one of our members in Pakistan. And Pakistan happens to be a place where our newest branch was formed. And this woman was part of a panel that I was fortunate enough to listen to. And she talked about some of the things that we've talked about here today. She said that she and her neighbors and her friends and her family, they know that drones are more accurate. They know that if a drone drops, the collateral damage might be just 2 or 3 people, as compared to a traditional bomb where the collateral damage is scores of people. But the problem with drones is they're still up in the sky. They don't go through and go home and refuel. They're up in the sky. And I know with technology, they're going to have them, and maybe they already do, where they can remain up in the sky for 1 year. or longer. So that means that she and her children and her family can't sleep. It causes anxiety for everybody. And like Colleen talked about, it causes hate. And the people they're hating are you and I, because we're Americans. So I certainly want to echo, no more drones.
Thank you, Jan. I think before we have our final song here, maybe we should echo that together with all our voices on the count of 3. No more drones. Let's do that a couple of times. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
No more drones! No more drones! No more drones! No more drones!
That's right. Thank you. All right, Raging Grace.
Does everyone have a copy of the words? We're going to do the Peace Hymn of the Republic. Our version. Okay.
That is to
I'll try to start it. I'll
battle
try to
hymn
start it
of the
low enough.
Republic, I believe.
Mine eyes have seen the coming of the ending of all war. No more trampling on our freedoms. We'll have peace forevermore. We have loosed a saner vision. Now it's plowshares, no more swords. Our peace is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. We don't want our drones to kill ya. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Our peace is marching on. We have learned that peace cannot be wrought with drones and bombs and lies. We need justice, mercy, loving hearts, and hope that never dies. Now we have to work together till all people realize that peace is marching on. Everybody now. Glory, glory, hallelujah. We don't want our drones to kill ya. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Our peace is marching on. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's an honor to be
Sorry
here with all
about
of
that.
you.
I tapped it, and I hope that's focused better.
Today I'm going to ask Chet if he's willing to come up and give us a sending off. And then if you're holding a banner, if you please come up to the front here so that folks who are looking to get some photos can do that. Thank you very much, everyone, for being out here today.
Universal to all
Oh,
religions
there you
of
go.
the world is something like the golden rule, where we are to treat others as we would like to be treated. And I'd like to send you out, challenging you to, whenever you see a religious leader, to say, when are you going to use your pulpit or your place of speaking to oppose war and begin treating other people like you would like to be treated? Go in peace.
Thank you, everyone. Julie Brown has a quick announcement. So, in case everybody, or so everybody knows, we're going to be serving a meal directly after this at the Des Moines Catholic Worker for folks that want to meet Ray and Colleen, and also that want to eat before the thing tonight. And that's at the 1310 7th Street at the Catholic Worker House. Thank you. And who has specific information on tonight? Ed?
Yes. Yes. Some could hold that for him, or that.
Okay, the event tonight is at Drake University, 101 Olin Hall. I believe the title of it is The Use and Misuse of Intelligence. So 7 o'clock, Drake University, 101 Olin Hall. Thanks. Give them hell and wage peace.
Yep.
if you have a banner, please come up where you see Julie and Ray, so we can get a quick photo.
In other words, you got to pick that thing back up.
Got the camera.
Yeah.
Hi, sister.
Hello. Hey. You should stand with the flag by the banners. That would look good. Moving the banners behind where you're at towards the, yeah. Oh, one of them can stand there.
The sun is really a problem.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you.
This will be a...
I mean, is that what's going to show up? Just a shadow? Oh, with your
Gilbert, you getting in here?
I still want to get the raging grannies and 100 grannies together.
Now people are holding this while some people shoot pictures like I've been doing. And the sun is pretty bright and it's... I'm just hoping that I get some good shots. Am I, if I'm in focus? But, well, that will actually end this for now. So what I'm going to do is shut my stream down. And then I will go back live again when the event at Drake University gets going. So that one will start at 7 o'clock 10 Central Time. I will bring that to you live. So now I'll get out of here, go get a little supper, and then we'll head over to Drake University. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on this.